Okay guys, so we have just installed the rollers. You can kind of see some of my tools I got out here. It's muggy, humid, hot, but sun's not out. And use a jack. You will have to raise the room enough, and this tall boy jack works perfectly. I used a piece of wood to distribute the weight out. It's a small room, and that was perfect. And you got to get it up high enough so the roller will fit. So if you go to try to put the roller under and it's not fitting, well, you have to jack the room up some more. So cut away the wiper seal, but not the plastic on the bottom, just that lip on the top. You can see where it stopped cutting at. And then slide your roller under there. It'll be sitting on top of a piece of the wear bar plastic, which is on top of the floor, which gives you the height you need to raise above the wear bar, okay, which has collapsed. So this is sitting in there like this, and then you just screw it down. I use these number 8s. I use these number 8s, kind of like a pan head, you know, washer head, whatever you want to call them, those. And I space them 6.5 inches from the edge, and no more than 36 inches apart. Mine is 28 in the middle because that where the center line fell, I didn't have enough to do 36. So I split the difference and we end up with 28 inches, okay? So I say all that to say this, to give you the end result. So I'll put a clip of the old video in where I first diagnosed it, what it was doing, so you can know what it means when the room. This is what it's doing. See how it's jerking, going in. You're supposed to work on these. This still needs an adjustment. See how that nice and tight? And it's gonna make it run even smoother. A lot of these rooms need adjustment. Look at that, I pull on the bottom and the top one's moving. See that? That's, the room needs to be adjusted. I'm gonna adjust this room because this is the one I'm working on. They all need to be adjusted, but I'm working on this one. Look at that one, it's sagging. You gotta keep these cables adjusted, guys, customers. So now let's go on the inside and take a look. All right, we're gonna bring the room in. See, it's no longer skipping and popping. You can hear the rollers. It's rolling on those rollers. And back out. So we've lifted up the appropriate amount. VAL, Norco Industries makes this slide, and this is their fix for it, okay? Now, the room's gonna run a lot better once we fix this. So that's gonna be the next part of the video, is getting the tension right on the cables. This end, and it's the sloppiest coming in. Yeah, well, the cable's the loosest. So we're gonna go get our tools and start working on this adjustment. All right, we got the weapons out. Mechanics glove, some needle nose locking pliers. These are snap-on, and a couple of ratcheting wrenches. That's important. And these are Husky. Now, if you don't have the Husky wrenches, this ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. You got to go out and find you some Husky wrenches. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, so here we go. Step 1. Put the room all the way out. The room's all the way out. You wanna do this while the room's all the way out, okay? So the out cables, they're tight. The room is all the way out. Now, we have to loosen up, you know, when you're doing an adjustment, you gotta loosen up the other cables to adjust these. But see, I don't need to adjust my out cables. My out cables are good. I need to adjust my in cables. So typically what you would do is, if you're adjusting the out cables, well, you need to put a lot of slack like this on the in cables. These are already slack because it's messed up. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching. I'm feeling for like about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of pinch there, and see, that's good. These are good. So now let's say, okay, I've already done the outs. I've put the slack in my ends. Now it's time to tighten up my ends. And you could pull on these cables and tell if they're in. We can't pull on this because it's all the way slack. So let's start with this one right here. Gotta go get a step ladder. Okay, so we got this from Harbor Freight. It's a great all aluminum 1-step ladder. I guess it's about 18 inches. That's a little too high for some situations. I had a lower one that I ran over, so I'll have, if I run into many situations where I'm too high on this, I know it's gonna happen, then I'll buy the other one. But this is the perfect size for this job. This is a big 5th wheel. It's got real high ceilings, and at this level, it's perfect. So now we're up here, and we're gonna start by seeing if we can. You see, we got a lot of room on that chain. So you see how that stud's sticking out there? All right. You see how this one's ran all the way out? I bet you what's happened is slowly this is twisted and vibrated out. It's because the jam nut's not on it. You see? Or somebody was working on it and they left it like that and they didn't finish tightening it back up. That jam nut keeps this from backing off. It keeps this from backing off. As this backs off, this soft nut, it's just a long barrel nut like that, it puts slack in the chain. So let's tighten up on that barrel nut, and let's put the jam nut on it so it doesn't come back slack again, okay? So let's, now for this particular one, we don't need the needle nose right now because we're not working with the cables. We need the right size ratcheting wrench, okay? And just gonna start. I don't know if I can get you set up here or not, man. This thing has a pretty good low back drag. As you can see, that slack's coming out as we're tightening up on the chain nut. So that's probably what has happened. Got a call coming in. Hold on one, guys. So already we're getting tighter. Now, as this chain kind of tilts like that, you take your wrench and you come over here and you turn that. We want that to stay straight. Yeah. We want that to stay straight, and we need this to be straight. So I'm gonna hold this with one hand, and I'm gonna take my wrench, the open end of my wrench, and turn this. So I have to do that off camera, and I wanna hold this straight. I need this shuttle to stay straight. Let's put that anti-vibration block all the way back in there. That's what keeps these other nuts from coming off. Now, if I had uneven tension on my cables, then I would have to individually, you know, I can come here and see they're both about the same. So I'm able just to use the, taking the slack out of the chain. If not, then I would have worked with the individual cables, and that's where the locking pliers come in. You got to clamp this so it doesn't spin around, twist up that cable. You're gonna have big problems. So I'm gonna keep working this. I'm gonna put a little more tension on it, and I'm gonna use 2 hands to do that, and I'll be back. All right, so after I get that shuttle nice and straight, because these have to cross each other, now you can pull in like and see if you got movement. You can do more adjustments, you know, by pulling on the cable. See if the bottom of the room goes in more, you know, use the end cables. So now I want to tighten up this jam nut. All right. I used to hate working on cable slide because they didn't train us on it properly at the dealership. So I was unsure of it. After I, you know, took classes and watched the training videos with Norco Industries and stuff like that, it no longer, and of course more experience, so I would take more cable slide jobs and get that jam nut on there so it won't back off again. All right, now we got good tension. Okay, see how these can twist? I want this to stay straight and move that. See that? It's not tight. I got to go through and tighten all these up. Okay, every last one was loose. If you can turn these by hand, it's too loose, guys. You gotta tighten them up. And if you're just working on, you're responsible for the whole thing. You gotta do all of it, man. Don't be like that. You know, do it right. So now let's see how it works. Let's bring it in. That was the sloppiest part coming in. See how those shuttles are crossing each other? Right there. You see that? That's why you gotta have them straight. They gotta cross each other. And if they're crooked, they can collide, and that causes all kind of problems. It's a high torque motor, man. That's a lot of problems. All right. Don't hold on, don't be on the button much. You see, these are in, right? Tight, not loose. Tight. These are out cables. Nice and tight. Not all slack like those other ones and like this one was on the end cable. So this is fixed. I gotta put the, go get my nail gun and put this on. I'm gonna throw my Bible tape back in my ear. That's what I do when I got these jobs where it's just pretty much mundane stuff and I just gotta, you know, get at it. I like to, when I get a interesting topic, Bible topic, I like to listen to it, man, while I'm working. You get double benefit. Gotta take all these nails out, either beat them in or take them out, or the trim isn't gonna go back up right. So while I'm doing that, I'll put on my headphones and just get after it. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you guys on the next one. This is definitely a win. This is definitely a fix. No more scooching on the floor. You know, we don't have a stuttering slide. It's not jerky. The jerky slide is definitely gone. And this is a repair authorized by the manufacturer. It's their fix.